What's up guys, my name's Brandon and today Apple just released their brand new MagSafe Battery Pack for the iPhone 12. So in this video, we're going to be unboxing it, giving you my overall first impressions, and telling you everything you need to know about this battery pack and if I think it's worth that $99 price tag. So let's go ahead and start off with the unboxing. So we have this little peel tab right here. And of course we just go ahead and pull straight out like that. And you can see we have our MagSafe battery pack right here. So this battery pack again costs $99 and it attaches magnetically to the iPhone 12, 12 mini, 12 Pro, and the 12 Pro Max. So we have this little packaging right here. Let's go and take that off. And you can see this is what it looks like. So it does come in this white colorway. This is the only color that this MagSafe battery pack comes in. Hopefully it does come in additional colors in the future. I would like to see that, but it is only in this white for now. And my first reaction to the weight of this battery pack is it's a little bit on the heavy side. So it weighs around 115 grams. So if you put this on something like the 12 mini, it is going to pretty much like double the weight of that thing. This feels a lot heavier now that I put it on the 12 mini, and it's a pretty big difference. I mean, it weighs, I'm not sure the exact specifics of the 12 mini's weight, but it does feel right around the same weight as that 12 mini, which is kind of crazy for a battery pack of such a small size, which we'll talk about here in a moment. So let's go ahead and get all this off to the side. Let's first take a look at the box and see if we get anything else. I don't think we'll get little mini Apple stickers. So no Apple stickers, no anything else. It's just the battery pack and that's it. Now, if we go ahead and look around the battery pack, and first of all, it's like a hard plastic material. So it kind of looks like a silicone material, but it's not, it's hard plastic. On the bottom, we have our lightning port and our charging indicator right there. And then on the side that connects to the iPhone, you can see it's this gray color with the little MagSafe magnets right there and this little slit right here. And we have some small writing down here that says designed by Apple in California. And it also says that this is a 1460 milliamp hour battery. So we're gonna go ahead and bring over all four of the iPhone 12s. And I also have these in different colors. So you'll be able to see how it looks on all of these different colors as well. So we have the 12 Pro Max, the 12 Pro, the 12, and the 12 mini right here. So let me go ahead and straighten these out and show you guys how it looks on each of them. So let's start off with the iPhone 12 Pro Max in the Pacific Blue colorway. So we're gonna go ahead and attach the battery pack right there. And you can see this is how it looks. So we have a little orange indicator light down here at the bottom to indicate that we are charging currently. So I'm assuming that turns green when we're charging the actual battery pack itself, which we'll talk about here in a moment. But here's how it looks on the back of the 12 Pro Max. You can see we have some room down bottom right here. Doesn't take up the entire back of the iPhone 12 Pro Max. It also looks really good. It's a nice contrast. This white is a nice contrast off of this dark blue color. So let's go ahead and see how it feels. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to use my phone. I actually noticed that this moves around a little bit on the back right here. It's not as sturdy as I wish it was. It's kind of easy to, looks like it's kind of easy, maybe not to fully knock off, so it doesn't come off really easily, but it does slide very easily. So I'm assuming that that won't stop the charge. Yeah, so it doesn't stop the charge. If it slides like this, you can see it's still charging, but it is kind of, annoying that it does kind of slide around right there. It could be kind of uncomfortable. And just holding it in my hand, it feels fine. It doesn't really feel too uncomfortable. It does kind of make me lower my natural grip of the phone, at least on the 12 Pro Max. We'll see how it is on the others, but it's not too bad. It is kind of slippery. I almost wish this was a silicone material, but yeah, I just don't like how it slides around a little bit like that. But at least it doesn't stop the charge of this. Let's see if it shows up on the widget here. So you can see it shows up on the widget. It shows our iPhone's battery percent right there, 11%, and it shows this is the percent of the battery pack. So I'm not sure if that glyph is the right one. So it could be because we're on iOS 15 beta 3. So we didn't even get the animation as well. So you do need to be on iOS 14.7 to have full compatibility with this battery pack. So it doesn't look like we have everything with iOS 15 beta 3 at the moment, but of course beta 4 will fix that. But I'll show you guys how it looks on 14.7 once we get to the iPhone 12. So let's put it on the back of the 12 Pro. So you can see this is what it looks like on the back of the 12 Pro. You can see we do have a little bit of space down here at the bottom of the 12 Pro, not a ton. It does take up a lot more real estate on the back of these phones compared to the 12 Pro Max. But you can see this is what it looks like, the color. There are two, lighter colors, but it looks pretty good on the back of the gold 12 Pro right here. Now let's put it on the back of the iPhone 12 in black. So you can see here's what it looks like on the back of a black iPhone 12. I think it looks good. Of course, the contrast right there. I'm curious how it's gonna look on the 12 mini in white right here. But again, it's the same size as the 12 Pro. So it's gonna have a little bit of room at the bottom and a little bit of room up top. and you can see actually we get a new pop-up right here. It says iPhone can charge to approximately 90% while using a MagSafe battery pack. So you're going to be able to charge up to 90% on the iPhone 12. And let's go ahead and see. So yes, we do have the correct glyph on iOS 14.7. So iOS 14.7 and above is definitely recommended when buying this battery pack. You do need to be on that to see all the animations and everything. So let me go ahead and detach this and then reattach. And you can see the new animation right there. So that is the new animation here for this MagSafe battery pack. It's very similar to the MagSafe charger, but we do have the little icon at the bottom now. So let's go ahead and reattach it. And you can see it shows down here the battery pack. So that's the battery percentage of the battery pack as well. So it's cool how it shows that. Then it goes black and goes back to the screen and shows us how much charge we can get with this attached. So I really like that. And then finally, let's go ahead and see how this looks on the back of a white iPhone 12 mini. So wow, this takes up like the entire back of the 12 mini. So you can see at the bottom, it takes up the entire bottom right here. So this is now the bottom of the iPhone pretty much when you have this attached, and we have a little bit of room up top as expected, but the overall like grip of it, it feels actually the best on the 12 mini. When I'm gripping this, it feels the best on the 12 mini because it's, you know, in my natural spot where I naturally hold the 12 mini anyways. So it feels really good actually on the 12 mini, although it does make it really heavy. It feels not quite as heavy as the 12 Pro Max, but just about as heavy as the 12 Pro Max. So you're going to get a significant, you know, weight increase on the 12 mini when using this battery pack, although, you know, this would probably be the one that would benefit the most from having an additional battery pack. So let's see. So this is not on 14.7, so it doesn't show, but I would assume that this would, you know, get the 12 mini from 0 to 100%, if not 100%, pretty close to. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this battery pack actually came dead. So I did have to plug this in to a lightning port to, you know, charge it up before I put it on these devices. So this will wirelessly charge your iPhone up to 5 watts, but if you plug it in with a 20-watt charger or higher, it will charge your iPhone at 15 watts. Now, as for how much it will charge your iPhone, I will have to do some real-world testing over the next week or so to see how it performs in the real world. But based on estimations, it should almost fully charge, again, the 12 mini from 0%, but it's only going to fill up something like the 12 Pro Max to maybe 55 to 60%. But again, it's hard to tell, maybe 70%, it's hard to tell, you know, so I do need to test this myself over the next couple of weeks, and I will get back to you guys with my real world results on this battery pack because it's really hard to tell. And of course, I don't have 14.7 installed on this. I'm on 15 beta 3, so it doesn't show me the estimations on the lock screen. So of course, to charge your iPhone with this battery pack, you do need to charge up the pack itself. It charges up pretty quick when you plug it in to a USB-C to lightning cable and charge it. And you cannot wirelessly charge this battery pack. So if you sat this on a MagSafe puck or any other wireless charging mat, it will not charge. You do need to plug it in to a lightning port right here, a lightning cord, to charge up the battery pack itself. However, what's cool is that you can actually reverse wireless charge the pack with the iPhone 12. So if you attach it to the back of the iPhone and then plug in your iPhone, it will charge your battery pack up and then the iPhone, just like we saw with Apple's battery cases in the past. So let me go ahead and show you guys how that works. So you can see we have the battery pack on the back of the iPhone 12. We're gonna go ahead and plug in the iPhone, and you will notice over here that it begins charging the battery pack as well. So you can see that the battery pack and the iPhone are charging at the same time. So it's gonna fill up the battery pack first to 100%, and then it's going to continue charging the iPhone, just like we saw once again with Apple's battery cases. Now, another pretty cool thing about this MagSafe battery pack is that you can actually wirelessly charge your AirPods. So you can see I have my AirPods Pro right here. If we put it on the right spot, you can see the little orange indicator there, which indicates that our AirPods Pro are charging. So if you were ever curious if it works, the AirPods and AirPods Pro do charge on this battery pack. So my overall first impressions of this battery pack are that it seems promising, and that's only because I understand that this is not going to be a battery bank replacement. Those are always going to be far superior, in my opinion, to something like this MagSafe battery pack. This is more for convenience and just a quick battery boost for a short amount of time, just to simply throw on, go out the house, you know, for when you're gone for a couple of hours, and then come back and, you know, you're going to have some charge left on your phone. This is not something you're going to want to bring on a long hike or a long adventure where you're going to be away from power for a long time. You're going to want a battery bank for that. You're going to want a 20 to 30,000 milliamp hour battery bank for that to charge your phone over like 2 or 3 times. You're not going to get that with something like this battery pack. This is only going to charge your phone one time if that. But for what it is, it does seem solid, and the $100 price tag is expected for an Apple accessory like this, but even still, it does seem a little steep. I would have liked to see this priced maybe around $79, but it is what it is. Again, the main reason you're buying this is simply for convenience, and it will work with cases as well. So like if you have a case on the back of these phones, it will attach because the magnets are so strong. It is really tough to pull off. It does, kind of slide around like that, like I mentioned earlier, which is kind of annoying, but it doesn't come completely off unless you really, put some force into it and try to take it off, which is nice. So anyways, guys, there you have it. That is Apple's brand new MagSafe battery pack for the iPhone 12. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions at all, let me know down in a comment below. And also make sure you guys subscribe for a lot more iPhone videos in the future. And if you guys want to see a follow-up video or just some follow-up results on this battery pack, let me know down in a comment below. I might make a follow-up video, or I might just include it in one of my weekend follow-up videos, or even post about it over on Twitter. So let me know down in a comment below if you want to see anything additional from this battery pack. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.